Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of the Professor's Picks, along with the professor himself, Mr. Ken Golden. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's happening? I think I'm going to be more coherent this week.
Okay, well, that's always a good thing.
I rewatched last week's video and I'm like, what the hell was I saying? I was like,
You were
must
concentrating
feel
very
I was
hard to get these images to come up on the screen. I think that's what you were
well.
doing.
I think I've got it down, man. I think I've got it down.
Okay, cool.
Much to some viewers' dismay, I'm going with technology. Actually, it's gonna be a mix of both.
Okay, cool.
So we'll
Stay it
we'll
honest.
we'll we'll appease everybody.
There you go. There you go. Well,
All
new
right.
exciting stuff coming out in the worlds of prog, power
What
metal,
about
progressive metal, fusion. Ken's got it all.
let try. All right, we're gonna do pre-orders first. The big kahuna, the one that everybody's been bugging the living crap out of me for. Camel, Airborne, the MCA and Decca years. 1973, 1984, 25 CDs, 5 Blu-rays. I mean, so the story was that there was a misfire on this thing. Universal, I guess they announced it too soon. I guess that was in the spring, late winter, and I think we were supposed to have it like in May or so. Anyway, it got canceled, but really it got pushed, and now it's really happening. It's November 24th is the street date. Uh, that's gonna be crazy because that's Black Friday. So,
Yeah, I was going to say.
and they have, I've got to let the distributor know because it's coming from overseas. You guys better get these things to me early because I'm not working on Thanksgiving. So,
You're going to be want to listen to that over the
I
long
know, I
weekend, right?
know. So it looks like it's really something really nice. So I think it's going to be worth the wait. And
So is
so
this more something for someone who's fairly new to Camel, or like the Camel longtime fan who has everything they've ever done? Is this
you know it it's it's really comprehensive. I mean, it's every album they did when they were on a major label before Andy Latimer put it on his own on Camel Productions. I'm just taking a quick peek. I mean, you get, as I say, you get every album, every CD has unreleased tracks. There's tons and tons of live tracks. You're getting demos from Mirage, BBC 74. It's you know, look, the fan probably owns all the studio albums anyway. If you wanna beat this thing to death, you know, this is. I got to tell you, we started pre-orders yesterday, and it's been crazy. So, I don't. Some people say I give a hard sell. I hate to make it sound like I'm giving a hard sell on this thing because it's going to sell regardless, right? I don't. But point being, I don't know what the distributor's allocation is. So at some point, they're going to cap me on how many they're going to sell me. So right now, I still have some room, and I'm going to probably order some more. But I think very soon they're going to say that's it. So if you're thinking about it, get your order in.
Yeah, do
So
it now.
yeah, do it. It's yeah. I'm like I said, I don't have to do a hard sell on this. It's going to sell itself, and it is. So that's it. All right. I'll get. Let me see. I'm going to get the restocks out of the way. This is stuff that's showing up uh, by the time everybody watches this. We got the Trevor Rabin Rio the Media book, which sold out right away. It's the hardbound version, a little sexier. Yeah, yeah, we talked about it. And it's a good album.
Yeah.
And here's one. It's funny. I just watched your review of it, and I forgot about it. And I haven't had this one in like about 6, 7 months. Luis Vecchio, Afro Rock.
Good.
So that was fun. It was really, that's a fun album, man. It's instrumental, like prog, funk, Latin. It's like everything all mixed together, and the thing grooves like crazy. And it's an original copy is a fortune. I know because I bought one. So yeah. Cost me a fortune. That's, you know, and it's a great record. So we were able to get a small quantity. They only made 300 on CD, so worth checking out. We got it back in. New CD releases: Amorphous, Queen of Time, live at Tavastia. Tavastia, yeah. It's a CD Blu-ray. It's the band doing Queen of Time live. And great album. They're really I don't want to say they're an underrated band, but they're a really good band. I mean, they're kind of all over the place, you know. They're, you know, they incorporate power metal, prog metal, you get some death vocals, you get a lot of clean vocals. I mean, they covered Hawkwind, you know. I mean, there's even, you know, you get some of that Scandinavian folk stuff going in there.
Yep.
Yeah, they're really a very, very good band. So that's CD Blu-ray. We have that. Next thing, Ronnie Atkins, the singer from Pretty Maids. This is his third solo album. The poor guy's got stage 4 lung cancer, and he keeps on going and making albums. So if you're, you know, a Ronnie Atkins or Pretty Maids fan, I think you have an obligation there. Next thing, back in the world of prog, the new one from Chicago's District 97, Stay for the Ending. And maybe a little heavier, maybe moving in a little heavier direction. Have you heard it yet?
No.
Yeah, it's very good. They're, you know, I put out their first 3 albums. I know them well. So it's quite nice. And finally, they listened to me. I said, put Leslie on the cover.
There she is. That's what people want to see, right?
She's great. You know, I always said one of the reasons why when we did Delay in April Rain, we put this great cover with, it was a great cover with Charlotte on the cover, and man, that by itself just sold a ton of albums. It goes back to when we were talking about album covers, man. You know, that's like the first line of defense, right? You know, you want customers flipping through the bins, and he comes across a great cover, he's going to pick that thing up. So you always want to come with a strong cover. Finally, District 97. Well, not that there was anything wrong with their previous ones, but I always said, put Leslie on the cover. They left me, and now they put Leslie on the cover. Right. Can't win. Next one, Forever 12, band from Los Angeles. John Baker is a singer. He used to be in Mars Hollow. There's a connection between these guys. I think the drummer is also Mars Hollow. It's American neo-prog. Can I describe it any other way? You know, that's kind of what it is. And yeah, staying in the neo-prog realm, Galahad, A Long Goodbye. These guys have been around forever. Yeah, you a fan, or, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Stephen Reed's a big fan.
Is he?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool. That would make sense. Every time we do one of these, somebody calls me. Let's see.
Well, someone just called me, so it's
There's nobody here. It's a fake call. I get those all day long. All right, next thing. Gate, the Brain Years. Do you know Gate? I'm not surprised. Gate were pretty obscure. They made 2 albums for the Brain label in the early 70s. The first album was actually a live album, and the second album is called Red Light Sister. I used to see these all the time. They're a hard rock band with really strong progressive influences. I mean, you want to call them progressive hard rock? Okay. A lot of keyboard work, a lot of synthesizer, good stuff. And it was funny because I remember from years and years ago, I think maybe it was like in the old Gem catalog or somewhere along the line. One of the things, one of the key elements was that they had an all-female roadie crew. I don't know why that's important, but that's one of the things they said. I don't know. But anyway, they actually made other albums, but later on. But their first 2 albums were for the Brain label, and they're actually quite good. Yeah, I think something you like early Epitaph. but maybe a little more progressive than that.
Okay.
You know,
That sounds good.
so you know, it's heavy, it's hard rock, but there's definitely like definitely a prog element to it. Next, a band I saw years ago, and one of the greatest live shows I've ever seen, Goat from Sweden. It's called Medicine, and I don't know, psychedelic, tribal. Absolutely, these guys are fucking crazy. It was one of the craziest live shows I've ever seen. Costumes, and they all wear like costumes and stuff. And I don't know, I didn't look at on this one, but it used to be where their identities were hidden, kind of like Ghost or something like that. But they were all prog heads. So I think they played Coachella. My friend went to see him and he was talking to them, and they were friendly with the guys from Anecdote, and they, you know, it's all anyway, this is their new one, and they're crazy. It's crazy psychedelic stuff.
Yeah, it looks like something from 1969.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool. Next one, we're jumping the alphabet. Phil Manzanera and Andy Mackay. We got a Roxy Music reunion. It's called AM PM. I haven't heard it. I guess I'll probably hear it, on Friday, on today, when it'll hit Spotify. Supposed to be, it's all instrumental. It's supposed to be in a more ambient direction, but it's kind of cool to see these two guys playing together again. Right? This one just showed up. This is really nice. TAP, TAP, Paradigms. It's got a lot of people you might recognize. Mark Cook from Herd of Instinct, and Paul Sears from Muffins is guesting on a track. Gail Ellett is from Jam Carrey's on here. It's led by a guy named Mike Jaborn. He's a keyboard player, and it was a project he was working on, and he incorporated all these people. There's also a guitarist, Susie James, I believe, or Jones. Sorry, Susie. I don't have my notes in front of me, but I believe she's British. It's quite good. It's kind of like a little bit like Herd of Instinct, that kind of like sort of crimsonish thing, but it also has a very strong sort of ambient textural element to it. Long tracks, as I said, all instrumental. It's very good, very good. I mean, I only had one pass through; it just showed up today, but I'm digging it. And if you like Herd of Instinct or Jam Carrey, I think this could be something for you.
Pretty cool album cover.
Yeah, isn't it? It is. It's very, very nice. Next one. Theocracy, Mosaic from Atlanta, if I remember correctly. They played at Prog Power. Christian themed power metal. Not my bag, but got a lot of fans, and now they've jumped up to Atomic Fire. So that's a big deal.
Think about it, because they had that one album that came out all those years ago that is looked at as like a classic of the genre, and then they kind of went away for like the longest time.
I mean, they have albums, it's like, yeah, I remember seeing them. I don't remember much about them, but
yeah, when we started up the Sea of Tranquility magazine back in the late 90s, their debut album everybody was talking about that. Then you didn't really hear much from them for many, many years. I know they've been back in more recent times, but
yeah,
I saw they got there on that label. Now I was like, wow, that's
that was a coup for them, I think.
Yeah,
and that's nothing wrong with the Inner Wound, but this, it's I think a big jump up.
Yeah,
certainly prestige. So next one, I'm crazy about this one. This album's, I think, wacko. Marcus Venisalo and Mavon Safia. So this is he's a Finnish guitar player. This comes from the same label that did the Jukka Havisto and the Asi Maristo fusion albums. I wouldn't really call this fusion. It's instrumental, guitar driven, heavy prog. I mean, it's got shreds like crazy. He's got a little bit of Yngwie in him. Playing I think he was playing a Strat. I threw some videos in there in the product description. Mavon Safia, I guess, is the name of the band. So it's You know, Marcus Venisalo and Mavon Safia. And the name of the album is Introlation. I don't even know what introlation means. I don't know that that's a real word, but I got to tell you, this guy plays his dick off, and it's really good. So yeah, I don't expect.
Cover.
Yeah, it's a cool cover. Don't expect like a Holdsworth album. It's nothing like that. There are touches of fusion, but man, this guy burns, and the whole album's like that. And it's very strong. It's very, very good. So that's it for like new CDs. Let's jump over to vinyl. Got a lot of vinyl, and I didn't have any vinyl until yesterday, and then I got a big box showed up, and it's all prog restocks. Well, I shouldn't say that. Take that back. A lot of these are new for me. There's a couple of restocks in here that I had years ago. First one, Acantha. Someone somewhere. I didn't know this album. They were an unreleased French prog band that recorded between 73 and 77, and their stuff never came out. And then Musea put it out on CD, and now it's out as a double LP. And what I've sampled, really good. There's some vocals in English, but I'm hearing mellotron sounds, and it's got that classic French prog sound. So, did you ever hear this one?
No.
Did you know it? I did. It's good. It's very good. Next one, this one's a reissue. We had the CD. Now we've got Atlas Blarvardag, one of the great Swedish prog albums.
Yeah.
Instrumental, just a lot of, mellotron, great keyboards, great guitar, just symphonic prog, I guess you call it. Great one, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I've had that for ages. That's really good.
Yeah. So so this is the vinyl. This just came out. Carpe Diem, Quelle le Jour, and Carpe Diem made two great records for the Crypto label, if I recall, and kind of dark prog, but with some jazz overtones to it. Great band. Next one. This one, I believe, is the first time this has been reissued on vinyl. From New Zealand, Dragon Scented Gardens for the Blind. They became a popular pop band, but this is when they were in their prog phase, and very much a lot of mellotron, very good melodic symphonic prog. Reminds me a little bit of Moody Blues, so quite rare. I love that. It's a great cover.
It is.
Yeah, Pete, I don't even know that it ever got a legit CD reissue, did it?
No.
Yeah. So I was lucky to get a copy on vinyl a few years ago. It's good, really good album. Next thing, this is another one never been reissued on vinyl. I don't think Musea ever did a CD of it. I could be wrong. Memorians et Après. They made two albums. This is the first album. Second one I thought kind of sucked. Second, they were on Philips, but this one's good. It's in that sort of classic French style, like Ange, that sort of got a little bit of that theatrical element to it. This is the good one, even though I think the cover's kind of ugly. I think this is actually much better of the two that they did. Now, this is one of my favorite French albums, Metabolism, Tempest Fugit. This is actually, this was also on the Crypto label, very kind of dark, got a little bit of like a crimson element to it. Great one. Next one, Pentacle, Le Clef des Songs. You know Pentacle?
Never heard it. No.
Yeah, you would like it. This one Musea had done on CD years ago. So you're digging those Morse code albums?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you would like this. It's kind of dark, a lot of guitar, but again, it's hard for me to describe. But the 70s French prog, there was like a certain sound to those albums. You know, they worked in a certain, it was like symphonic, there were a lot of dramatic vocals.
Yeah, it's kind of theatrical, quirky.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And Pentacle fits right in. Uh, I actually discovered, it's funny, I used to think they were a Canadian band. I found my copy on a trip to Montreal. It was actually released. It was actually released in Canada as well. Next one. This is a beautiful album. Rapai, La Ville que l'on brûla, and Améric. I'm sorry. I'm sure Améric, if he watches this, he will castigate me because I just destroy the French language. This is a great one. They are clearly a progressive band, but with a very strong folk element, and it's really kind of dreamy, but without question, pure prog. So very, very good. And that's what I have for vinyl. And now we get into the cheap shit. And you know I love the cheap shit, right? So here we gotta go old school. First one I have, Anubis, Homeless. All the ones I'm showing you now, they're $5. Anubis, they're from Australia, and kind of like, well, Anubis, prog band, very good prog band. We just have too many of them. From Texas, Proud Peasant songs, kind of retro prog, 70s retro prog. They have a brand new CD which is on the way to me. I'll have it beginning of next week, so we'll be featuring it in next week's update. Very good. Alberto Rigoni featuring Thomas Lang, Prog Injection. Alberto Rigoni, this is, and you're seeing it backwards. Alberto Rigoni is a bass player, I believe, and Thomas Lang is the drummer, and they kind of go crazy. So there's that. All instrumental. Next one, Secret Chapter, Chapter 1. They are, it features the singer from Witham, a band that it's melodic prog metal, I guess you call it. It's like a kind of goes back and forth between the two, and there's a prog element to it. And the last one, I don't know anything about this. This showed up somewhere, somehow, years ago, just sitting in storage, and we got to get rid of them. Scintilla, King of Kings. If you know what Scintilla is, please tell me, because I don't know. And those are my cheapies. Those are my $5 cheapies.
$5 bins. All right.
Yeah, we don't have a dollar bin. We got a $5 bin. And yeah, so it's stuff we just got to, some of this stuff we get deals on, and some of the stuff we just got to make room, and we have to get rid of it. We just have too much of it. So these are all titles that they're good, but we just bought too many, and I just got to move them out because I got more cheap shit coming in.
That's right.
In fact, just before we recorded this, I just ordered a ton of cheap esoteric titles. So eventually they'll show up here.
Cool. And as Ken and I always talk about each week after we do these episodes, those cheap shit things go pretty damn quick.
They do.
So don't sleep on them. They've been reduced in price for a reason. They're priced to move, right? So.
That's right. Yeah, and not indicative of the quality of the music at all. Like that Anubis disc, that's a really good album. I just bought too many of them. So it happens. I'm not as smart as I look. So, what can I tell you?
Cool. So there you have it, everybody. Get on lasercd.com and start shopping. And, once you get there, make sure.
Buy a lot and buy often.
That's right.
Oh, one other thing I'm going to mention, Pete. Tomorrow, if anybody's going to be there, say hello. I will be wandering the aisles at the WFMU Record Fair. It's the best record fair in the country. It's Saturday and Sunday in Maspeth, Queens. And it's put on by the radio station WFMU. You can go to WFMU.org, I believe. And it's unbelievable. If you're a vinyl collector, you need to go. And if you see me there, tap me on the shoulder, buy me a Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Yeah, but yeah.
Cool. So as always, we will have all of these titles listed down in the comments. They'll be pinned at the top. So you'll have the link to lasercd.com as well as all the items, so you can go copy and paste onto Ken's website and check them out. So stay tuned for more next week, right, Ken? We'll be back once again.
There's stuff on the way.
Stuff on the way. There you have it. So in addition to all that, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. We'll see you next Friday here on the Professor's Picks. Coming up tomorrow, not tomorrow, Sunday, ranking the albums. I will be ranking, well, we will be ranking the top 10 albums of Barclay James Harvest, myself and David Gallagher, all the way from Scotland. So that's coming up on Sunday. Till then, I am Pete Pardo Ken Golden. Have a good weekend, everybody. Happy hunting. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.